Hi Pep, there's a lot of excitement on social media that 9.5 years equates to 115 months. Is that just a nice coincidence?
9 years, how many months?
9.5 years, the extension. It equates to 115 months.
For him, for Erling.
Which is obviously a number that has been mentioned quite a lot this year.
It's a lot, huh? Yeah, it's a lot of time.
Is that just a coincidence? It's that long? Because a lot of people are getting excited saying, well, it must mean that it's business as usual at Manchester City.
Listen, I've been really, really pleased. So I said, so but now we have to deliver. So I've been more than 500 games, maybe 503 and 485 maybe, yeah, more or less, have been exceptional. You know, of course, the last 12, 13 have not been like we expect. But when you pick a bigger picture, have been a dream. But if Erling, of course, is here, he has to deliver, he has to perform well with the team and push the team push him, each other, and the manager will be with him, myself right now, and the same, we have to deliver. So we have to continue to do it, and because it's not, okay, yeah, now it's perfect, everyone in the club is happy, but now we have to do it.
Could I just ask, you mentioned that you've been here for 10 years. If you look at the players that have been at the club, certainly since the takeover, Company, Aguero, Silva, Zabaleta, Fernandinho.
What a players.
These players, once they're in at Manchester City, don't tend to leave.
No.
What's the reason behind that? Why have you stayed for 10 years? Why have they stayed for 10 years?
But I had the feeling that still you feel wanted. You feel they are happy to have us here. I think this is the main reason, and after the success that we had, because we cannot deny, as a manager, it depends on the success, and we had a lot, and we see, to do my job, we will not be in the better place than that. Even now, I think the same, like it's not maybe the best season that we have done so far, but the same feeling. So I had when we had success, I have right now, is a good place to be.
Pep, when you mentioned Haaland, you mentioned De Bruyne as well, and they go together. You know, Haaland, De Bruyne partnership. Do you think there's any chance that even next season De Bruyne will be able to continue setting up chances for Haaland? And if not, are you already thinking about a way of getting the most out of Haaland when De Bruyne is not here?
Of course, can happen. I'm pretty sure when Kevin arrived with 22, 23, and maybe offered 10 years, maybe we will accept it. I don't know, you know. But now it's different. I have 34. Of course, can happen. But I'm not thinking in that next season will happen. Ipswich Town. I don't have much. And after 3 days later in Paris, 3 days later Chelsea. We have a tough month in February. Really, really tough for the opponents we have to play. So this is what I'm thinking. What happened next season? I'm thinking 1 second.
Were you encouraged by the way that De Bruyne played in the last game? Because
Absolutely.
It seemed to be more of his level.
Absolutely. But this every 3 days, 4 days, like everyone from me as well, you know, for Kevin, for Erling, for all the players. It's so demanding in the position that we are in, the problems that still we have. I said after 1 or 2 or 3, so we will take time to come back in our consistency. But we have to try to get results and in both competitions right now, and we'll see.
But you see him in training. Do you see maybe an improvement in the physical?
Absolutely. He knows that. He feels that. He talks about physio, so I feel better. I've been struggling a lot 5 years, making effort this season playing. It was not any stop. You know, there is no player at that age, even younger, that cannot play being completely without niggles or problems. But there are problems that are more difficult to handle than the other ones. And Kevin struggled a lot for that problems and making incredible work ethic. I saw him working as an animal to come back and being the best. And of course, and after having special quality that we know is unique in the world.
Unless I'm entirely wrong, you look happier and more optimistic than I've seen you for several months. You've had your own personal thing. You talked about not feeling well during the bad time of the bad results. But today you look happy and optimistic and almost ebullient. Would I be right in that? Has something happened with you that's lifted your spirits?
No.
Maybe Haaland?
No. I'm sorry to tell you. I'm happy, but not more happy because the extended contract, I knew it 20 days ago. So he signed. So signed already 3 weeks ago, announced it today. And so that's why I was happy in that moment. Now I'm just Ipswich Town, what I have to do. Of course, I'm happy. Like one player, not just Erling, and the other ones, when in the past important players signed the contract and we want him to stay. I'm really pleased because they give me the visualize, oh, we can win games, we can do it better. With Erling, you are closer to win games. But no, I'm fine. I've been fine, I'm fine. So.
And do you see the Haaland signing and the signings that are clearly going to come in as the start of almost like a new transition for you and for the club in terms of moving forward?
Listen, last season we had the chance, we had the feeling that, of course, sooner or later you have to make, some movement in the market. So we do it. We have to try. We're going to try to do something right now. What do we have to do it in summer? We advance few months for the situation. We have not done it if the players would be, fit. But the same now, I think today we have still 1-2 central defenders and no more than that. And holding midfielders, we struggle. So the situation, we have to do it because we should do it sooner or later for what happened for 8 years together, for many players, getting more than 30 years old, and especially the reason why, with this amount of problems to have the players' ability. So that is simple. It's a absolutely normal process, because otherwise we will not be in a span net the 11 team in the Premier League in the last 5 years. We will not be. We could do that. No, we don't have to do it now. So when you make that in the last 5 years of doing in the past, yeah, of course, when in the years ago, during the big clubs in England do it, all the time we have to do it. And now, for the reason that we are not consistent, the players are not consistent, we have to add players. We don't have another option because we don't have alternative. This is only the reason why. With the players would be fit, we will not go to the market. Absolutely not. At the end of the season, maybe.
Two more guys, Ian and Will, please.
Pep, you've managed hundreds of players over the years, obviously. In your experience, what age do players peak these days? At what age would you expect, and in Haaland's case specifically, what age would you expect to see the very best out of?
Always we believe, like a more experienced, you are better, right? So it's happened. But I saw players with 18, 19, 20 years old being unbelievable players. It looks like they play 600 games, and I saw players with 29 and still don't understand anything. So it depends of... It depends on everyone. They're pretty settled immediately. They want to need more time. Everyone is everyone.
And with Erling, he's obviously had a couple of injury issues the last couple of years, and you always talk about, because of his physique and the way he is, he's maybe more prone to that. Have you been happy with his fitness and the development? And 10 years is a long time. Do you expect to see a full 10 years?
Yeah, the situation that happened. The situation will happen when he came from Dortmund. And don't play this amount of games. I play here in the Premier League, and he struggled, and I was concerned on that. But from the day one, he took his physio, he took his incredible professionality, and I think all 3 years have been here. Especially the first and now have been the best, the very best in terms of that. Injuries is part of the game. We try to avoid it, and everyone, but always, I believe, part of the injuries, you are not injured when here you are focused and you have targets and you have, when this happens, you live 24 hours for that, and after that you are less injured.
Awesome, Will, please go.
Hi, Pep. Obviously, you mentioned that Erling signing for such a long time might help with recruitment, but if you potentially want to sign a second striker to compete with Erling or provide backup, will you need a sort of special talent and character, knowing that potentially for 9 seasons, they're going to have to challenge Erling to get in that team? Yeah,
but the bigger strikers will not come to be replacement from Erling. So have to find the young, then accept the role, or the other players for the position, like Oscar can happen, like McAtee can happen, like Phil can happen. I know it's completely different play, but maybe without Erling we play in different way. We play with false nine, we've had alternative, more runners from outside, more runners for the channels inside. So we will find a solution. So we cannot go now to buy Mbappe to be of course, Mbappe was example to put a top class player to play. We should play differently. No, normally we play with just one striker. So that's why the club, and it's incredible news that we have, and of course we have alternative just in case Erling, of course, cannot play all games and all the minutes, have another options.
I guess on the flip side, you say looking for a young player, learning from
No, we
Erling.
have it right now.
Learning from Erling would be a potential
Absolutely.
carrot for someone.
No, absolutely. Like I central defenders when I was with Vincent Kompany, remember? I said, look at Vini. Better than what I said, look at Vini every training session, how defend the boxes and how like Ruben now. So take a look. And of course, the young players, they have that curiosity to be better and learn from to the best players. I remember when I arrived, and people say, the pocket's the pocket. Look, David Silva. When you're outside on play, just take a look how he move. And I do it. That is the best lesson we can do in the young players when playing the players, or like a striker, the movement from early in the box, it's unbelievable how good he is. So just taking a look, and that is the best way to improve. Playing minutes and learn from the best. And the best we had a lot in this era, in this 10, 12, 13, 14, 15 years. Okay, thank you.